What's going on, guys? Welcome to Dad Talk.
It's been a while since we've been here.
Fuck, I think we're a couple days late, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a terrible week, guys. It's been a terrible week. Wednesday, Zachary got into the
Yeah.
poor kid was laughing so hard I couldn't let him do it for about 4 hours straight. We kept trying to turn it on. All we got was a bloopers reel, right?
Oh, yeah.
Uh, anyway, we're your hosts, Scott, and
And Zach. Well, I'm not even paying attention right now.
we're Dad Talks. You obviously know what we're all about. We
Oh,
just come
yeah.
here and bullshit. We talk about the dad talks we give in life. And as you know, we work in the same place, and for right now,
For now.
for now,
As we know.
the saga continues.
Yes.
Anyway, so we just sit down and we give everybody dad talks, I guess. And today we decided we were gonna come and try and tell you a little bit about some of the stuff that we talked about and about why we're dad talks, right? We wanted to get a little bit deeper into it.
Kind of wanted to tell you about ourselves a little bit.
So anyway, I wanted to hear more about. There was two stories I told you to shut up, but I wanted to wait. Right. So what was drama queen? Is that what you mean?
The last thing I was just telling you about?
Yeah, yeah. So we were. I don't think you should. So it's his wedding, right? Oh, and this is the first time we've had video. I talked about it on bloopers reel, so I guess I forgot to talk about it now. It's the first time we're on video for you guys, and we're kind of excited. Don't fucking laugh at us, right? But so we were talking about his wedding right before we started, and I wanted to wait a minute because your old lady's upset. Other people are trying to hijack the wedding.
No, it's not like that. It's just people are misunderstanding some things, and people are taking some things, I think, maybe a little too literal. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. I feel like, okay, just put this plain and simple. So, there was a misunderstanding yesterday, and some shit happened, and
You
I don't
got
really want to talk about it because
okay,
it's kind of personal for somebody else.
okay.
But it caused a lot, and then some other people chimed in on it, and then that caused some more. And it's kind of just one of those things. Like, it's hers and my wedding. Why is everybody else having any issues?
That's what I'm fucking saying.
And
You can act like that at your own fucking wedding if you want.
we got a lot of. I got a lot of groomsmen. She's got a lot of bridesmaids. We had to narrow them down the other day because it's just the only way to kind of
Okay,
narrow that shit out.
how many did you start with?
10 each.
10. Holy fuck, that's a lot. I don't know. I don't know if that's a lot.
That's quite a bit.
So this is another thing. Let us know. I don't want to cut you off, but I want to plug all the social medias real quick.
Oh yeah.
You know, we're on TikTok now.
Yes.
Do you know we'll post screen names in the description
Yeah.
of
We'll
this,
put it
right?
in
So we're on
description.
TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. This is gonna go on YouTube, right?
Should be going on YouTube.
I think we can put it on YouTube. And what else? I'm missing another one. X. We're gonna have a
Um,
Discord by the end of the day, I think, and a website by the end of the week. Stay tuned for that. Hopefully, maybe before this one drops, we'll have a website too. It depends on how long it's gonna fucking take me.
we have Snapchat.
Snapchat. That's right,
Yeah.
Snapchat. I
That's
don't
what that was.
understand why Snapchat. Is that a big thing?
Just ad promoting.
See, now I thought Snapchat was for like when you want to cheat on your old lady or when you're trying to hammer fat girl or something like that.
I mean, I've got Snapchat and it didn't respect it for me.
But
But there is quite a few people that, yeah, they use it for that, or
exactly.
other people use it for some more serious fucked up things.
Snapchat. What's that other one? Is it private Snapchat? That's like an OnlyFans? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I know. I was in Chipotle. This is nuts. And this is where our fucking future is headed to, right? I was in Chipotle and this girl I went to high school with, she was driving a brand new 2024 Lexus.
Okay.
Oh man, and it was pretty. It was white with like a pearlescence to it. 4-door. I was like, whoa, where'd you get that? What are you doing? Are you fucking neuroscientist or what? She's like, nope. Paid cash for it too. I was like, bitch, what did you do? Came from Feet Pics.
What?
I'm not even fucking kidding. This is what
Feet
this girl
pics?
said. She sells Feet Pics and she bought a brand new 2024 Lexus and was happy as fuck to tell me she paid cash for it. I don't know how much it
Holy
costs.
shit.
I'd say close to 100
Alexis?
grand.
They are,
They
quite
start at
expensive.
100, right?
They're a luxury vehicle.
Fucking feet pics, bro. And here we are, clowns going to work for fucking not even that a year. This bitch is selling pictures of her fucking little toads. And she's a chunky girl, too, so she always got that chunky girl foot. I mean, whatever. I'm not paying $500 for a feet. I'm not paying $1 for a fucking feet pic. No!
No,
Are you fucking on drugs?
I wanna pay nothing for feet pic. I don't even want no feet pic.
I know. I can stare at my own feet. They're ugly. I got a fucking dad toe. I got 3 dad toes.
You got 3 now?
I think so. It's fucking creeping. It's gross. It's those big fucking toes with the nonsense on it. I'm telling you. And I call it a dad toe because I think everybody's dad had that fucking toe growing up. And you're like, oh my God, I hope I never get one of them. And here I am, fucking dad toe.
Yeah.
I'm giving this to my son too. Fuck you. You're getting it. You're all getting it. Anyway, back to it. So, sorry, we went off tangent there for. Oh, there was one more story I wanted to hear too. What was the one about the other Zachary Miller? So there's 2 Zachary Millers, right?
So, there's actually quite a few around the, general population between Vermont and, like, Malone, a
Okay.
little bit south of here.
Okay, so there
So,
was one in particular though.
yeah, I don't really wanna give out, like, his location, so I'll just say there was this kid, his name was the same thing as mine. Years back, he had done something, pretty fucked up, and,
Pretty fucked up. I hate when you're so vague like
yeah, no, I'm gonna explain it here. But, he rode his bike around town at night, like, middle of the night, and he was fucked up on some drugs,
Of course he was.
and he ended up I don't even know if it was his bike, he might have stole it from somebody's house, I
Of
think it
course he
was,
did. Of course he
and
did.
then he brought it back to his place, and he also stole some chickens, I believe it was chickens, yeah,
Fucking
from
chickens.
somebody's yard.
Oh well, I mean, free range chickens.
Brought it back to his place, cut him up,
What?
like, disassembled it.
Now what do you mean? Like cut them up like you're supposed to? Like butcher them? Like cut the heads off and
No,
then no, no, just cut them up.
yeah,
Of course he did.
yeah, like, and, yeah, ended up, of course, the person reported their chickens missing, and then the bike was stolen.
As well
Yeah, I
they
remember
should.
that. And, they ended up finding it all.
Are you fucking
And
joke?
got, got arrested. I don't know if he got arrested. I think so.
I hope so.
Yeah, he did for a little while, and then, ended up on, probation. Anyway, long
Well,
story short here, the reason why I'm telling you this is because I had a parole officer. Not my parole officer, but somebody who I knew had a parole officer, and I brought him to parole one day. I didn't have my ID on me. Of course, this parole officer asked me who I was. Told him my name. He thought I was the other Zach that was on probation, and of course, the guy that was on parole wasn't supposed to be hanging out with nobody on probation or nothing. That was his stipulations. And the guy ended up holding me there with him for like 35 minutes till city PD came.
so on probation, you're not allowed to hang out with other people on probation?
I don't know if it was like an abroad thing, but it was his stipulations for him. He wasn't supposed to be hanging out with nobody like that, like, at all. That would be a troublemaking fucking deal for him.
Well, I mean, anybody could be a troublemaking
Well,
deal, right?
yeah,
Come on,
but
that's not fair.
it's yeah. I don't know
So if
how.
you're on parole, most of your friends are on parole.
Anyway, luckily, City PD that showed up. One of them was a guy I went to high school with,
Yeah, okay.
and I stuck my head right out the fucking. I'm not gonna say his name because of course he's an officer, so I don't want to give out his information.
Bah, who cares?
Fucking, I'm gonna be nice though. Uh, he's a good guy, but fucking. Anyway, I
Let's say
stuck my head
fucking.
out the fucking window and I yelled to him. I was like, dude, come over here and tell this guy who the fuck I am. I was like, he thinks I'm this motherfucker from who cut out the chicken. I was like, I'm not. And he came over and he was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I went to school with this kid. And we were on the same soccer team. Blah blah blah. He was like, oh, so you can identify him as something, not that other kid. And he was like, yeah. He's like, he's not him. I'm like, dude, you just held me here this whole fucking time. So I was there for like 3 hours.
Oh,
And I showed up at like fucking 6, 7 o'clock in the fucking morning to bring this dude fucking parole. So we sat there till about 10 o'clock. I'm tired as fuck 'cause I didn't go to bed that night earlier. Well, that night before until like probably 2:30 in the morning.
Lord have mercy. That's terrible.
Oh, it sucks, dude.
I've been held by the cops before for a couple of I'm man, longer than a couple hours a bunch of times. That time I remember spending a whole night in Tupper Lake and making friends with the cops. Cause it was hilarious. It was hilarious. So the guy, you ever watch Men in Black? Of
Yes.
course you did. There was like Tommy Lee walks in and he's like, "We at the FBI do not have a sense of humor that we're aware of."
No.
And this was years after this movie came out. The Tupper Lake cop pulled that out on me one time. I was like, "Come on, that's funny, right?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "We do not have a sense." I was like, "Oh, I know what you did there, pal." And it was kind of a back and forth for like a few minutes. And then I
Yeah.
think one of them gave me a chew. Y- Yeah, but that was the first time I was there for like 5.5 hours. Man, I've gotten pulled over a bunch of times for a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, me too.
One time, one time I passed a field sobriety test and they still put me in the car. This officer was so mad at me that I passed this sobriety test. I was like, I was sleeping. No joke. Like a good little church boy that I am. I was on my way to church one Sunday morning in Saranac Lake. And I was all the way in Plattsburgh.
Mhm.
And I was driving up Route 3 and I was like, I am not going to make it because I was up doing remodeling all the night before.
Mhm.
I had gone to, anyway. So I was up all night remodeling and I pulled over and fell asleep on the side of the road. And this officer came up, pounded on my window. And I pulled over in like a little fishing area where people park to fish. So I have no idea why this lady was pounding on my window. And I think I had slept for like an hour and a half or something like that. And she woke up, flashlight pounded on my window. Of course, I woke up like this. I was like, what's going on? She's like, get out of the car. I'm like, oh, lady, fucking leave me alone. And of course, I didn't know. I still didn't know. I was like, one eye open and creeping up. She's like, get out of the car. She starts pulling her gun. I'm like, fucking A, what? What? So I got out of the car and then she's still holding her gun at me. I'm like, ma'am, please. I'm not fucking doing anything. Turn your camera on. She's like, we don't have to. I was like, what do you mean we don't have to? She's like, we don't have to turn our cameras on. And then she finally put away her gun and she made me do a field sobriety test. I passed the whole thing. I even said the fucking alphabet backwards. Perfect. Perfect. And I can't even do that sober and awake. You know what I mean? So there's no way I was gonna do it drunk. So she's like, "Well, we're gonna bring you back to talk to our drug rec- recognition expert." And luckily, when I was in corrections, they teach everybody that class. I was like, "Oh, I know what this guy is. All right, perfect." So I went and sat down with him. After sitting in the police barracks
Yep.
for like hours, because there's only one guy on the entire force. It's fucking paid for class for corrections. And one guy is the guy in police, which kind of is like, where are my tax dollars going? And then after sitting down with him, he's like, I don't even know why you're here, pal. You're sober as can be. I was like, I know. Give me a cup. I'll piss in it right now and tell you exactly why. I was so angry after sitting there all day. And then they turned me loose, but they parked my car all the way in Sarah and wouldn't give me a ride to my fucking car after. So I was what, 30 miles away from my car?
That's fucking nuts.
Right? What a terrible,
Oh,
terrible injustice.
yeah.
But I've had good experiences too.
Yeah.
I mean, one time, I think I was like 18 and I was still living with dad, right? I got pulled over right next to the house at one of those roadblocks they used to have on the turnpike.
Yep.
And I had a bag of weed on me. And of course, my dad's a super square
Mhm.
and he would have fucking freaked out. Even at 18, had I had a bag of
Oh,
weed. Bad. He'd have beat the shit out. Maybe not. He would have been very
yeah.
upset. Excuse me. So I'm like, we don't need to tell my dad about this, right? We could just tell him that I got pulled over because I had a taillight. He's like, I gotcha. I gotcha. So, yeah. Dad had to come get the car, and the cop's like, yeah, we just had to pull him over for a taillight. Don't worry about it. We're just going to have him drive the car away. He kind of winks at me at the end like, oh, man.
Oh boy.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. So we got a little off topic again.
Yeah.
I know.
We're gonna. All right.
We're going
Here
to
we go.
reel it in.
We're gonna get into this.
So we wanted to get a little bit into like the parenting and fatherhood side of it,
Yes.
right? Because I know a lot of you guys talk a bunch of shit, but a lot of you guys are dads too. So we like to kind of keep it like, authentically, you guys, this is the way we live our lives and the way we kinda stress to our children. Sometimes it's a little bit different, the realities versus the expectations, right? When you're an expecting dad and you see everybody else and how great it is kinda
Mhm.
on the outside, you don't get to see all the shit, that reality of it.
Yeah.
You don't get to see the shit leaking down the side of his leg after he takes a big fucking milk dump in the middle of the night after you work all day, and the old lady's finally getting to sleep, so you gotta stay up and change that diaper, so you just peel it off over the garbage can and bring the
Mhm.
kid right to the tub holding his ass out. I've done that a bunch of times.
Or the changing the diaper and then, trying to reach over him and grab another diaper to, just get piss in your face.
I've never
You
gotten
never
pissed.
had that? The first time I ever changed his diaper, dude.
No, never,
No,
never.
not yet.
Knock on wood, I never get it with
It
all
went
the nephews and shit.
it went well all the way up until I realized I left the diaper on the other side of the bed, and I went to go reach for it. As soon as I was right above him, he shot.
That's what you get for fucking having a king bed. That's what you get. That's the devil coming back to get you for being so greedy with the king bed. I think it's too much. It's excessive. Anyway, I've never gotten that, but I've gotten puked on, like right in my mouth. I was fucking tossing the kid up. You know, you do that thing with him, you just go, woo, look at that. And then you're doing the faces at him, "Ah,"
Yeah.
and the little fucker just goes, "Bleh," right as I'm going, I puke right in my mouth. Of course, it
See?
was a chain reaction event. Take this fucking thing. I'm puking all over the floor.
That's one I've never had.
Buddy, I fucking wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. It's terrible. And I'm bad with fucking puke.
Well,
You gotta quit doing that.
pardon me.
It's 2:30 in the fucking
Pardon me.
afternoon. Wake up. That's what you get for hitting that fucking bong before we go on. Every time.
Don't worry about it.
You're never gonna get to do it again. After, from now on.
Oh, I'm fine.
I'm cutting you off.
I'm fine, dude.
Yeah.
No.
Teaching life skills. Zachary, the only life skill that you can pass on right now is shoe tying. You got shoe tying down, right? What are you
Me?
wearing for shoes? You got the Velcro?
No.
Okay. So yeah, you can probably teach Jay how to tie shoes. He's not learning how to tie shoes yet.
No, he's learning how to talk, though.
He is getting that. You got to teach him to wear some fucking clothes. 'Cause every time I come here, that kid is pissing
Oh,
on
he
the
wears
carpet.
clothes, but when he's here, he doesn't want no clothes on.
He's like the dog. You turn around and he points to it though, not like the dog.
But actually, I'm really proud of him because yesterday when we went to class, I had, put a diaper on him before we left because normally when we get in the truck, I mean, if
He's
there's
gonna
gonna be an accident, hey,
every
I'd
time he's gonna
rather
fall
have a
asleep.
diaper on. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we went all the way to Plattsburgh, got all that stuff done, came all the way back here, walked in the door, I carried everything up. As soon as I got up here and I was done carrying stuff up, he looked at me and he goes, "I gotta pee, I gotta pee." I was like, "Well, all right." Pulled his pants down, got his diaper off. He didn't even pee in his diaper once since we had left. He waited all the way until we got back home,
that's pretty good.
and then he made it all the way to the toilet and he peed in the toilet.
How old is he?
Two.
That's really good. I think I can't remember how old the boy was when he started doing it, but we did the Cheerios game while you
Yeah.
start with Fruit Loops. You
Yep.
know, you're like, be on the Fruit Loop, and he did that for a while, and then you moved to Cheerios, right? And I think, yeah, he definitely started peeing stand. He did good. I'm pretty sure it was a little bit less than 2, but real close to 2.
Mhm.
But of course, we thought that was a super advanced because he used to just pound his head off his shit. Remember how we were talking about the dogs that would pound their head into the wall?
Yeah.
I remember taking him to Applebee's one time when I was with my ex, and he just started pounding his head off the table.
Wow.
I was like, buddy, what are you doing? What are you doing? People are gonna think we're beating or something. We had to hold. I think we left. I was like, he was like possessed. Damn, it was like watching The Exorcist from like the '80s when they start slamming their head off his shit.
Dude, that's like my nephew. I've seen him do it before, dude. I don't know how he was all right. I mean, we had to check him and everything after. My brother's old apartment had a brick wall in it, and this kid would go over and smash his head off that brick wall when he was mad. Like headbutt the fuck out of it or slam the back of his head off. And the
Oh,
kid's fine, but he would just sit there and do that, and it's like, dude, what? Why?
mm.
Are you that mad?
Yeah. I have no idea. Would he do it in like anger every time somebody would say no to him, or did he just
Yeah.
do it? See, Caden, when he did it, he just did it.
He just did it to do it?
Yeah, nobody said no to him, nobody took anything from him, he just kept slamming his head off his shit, which is why we were so scared. I was like, "Oh my god, they did it!" Because we used to say retard all the time. Like, kids our age,
Yeah.
you would be like, "That's retarded, why are you" and I was like, "Oh my god, it finally happened. God punished me that much." We were scared. Thank God he turned out just perfect. The perfect little angel. Well, that's also a lie too. It's funny how much your kids are like you, right?
Yeah.
Even when you don't show it as much anymore. Because I wasn't what they would say troubled youth, but I was very gifted, which is what his teachers say about him. But
Yeah.
you didn't apply yourself. And I could totally understand that now. After looking back, you want to kick yourself right in the head
Oh,
because
yeah.
high school is your only job when you're that old. And as much as you want to impart that knowledge upon your children, they also don't want to fucking listen to that in high school. All they want to do is,
No.
I want to get drunk sometimes when I'm 17 at a bunch of parties and I want to touch little girls' boobies.
And the worst part is, like, 90% of us all were the same fucking way.
Every one of them.
There was the 10% that did school how they were supposed to do school, and
And
they're making it off pretty well in
I was
life
gonna
too.
say, and look at them. They're living down the road. They're pharmacists. Him and his wife, and they have a giant house with fucking two golden retrievers and a giant dually Cummins truck.
Yeah.
I saw a meme the other day, and it made me laugh real hard, but it also brought a little tear to my eye because I was like, "Oh my god, it hits home." But it was a guy driving in his truck,
Mhm.
screaming at the top of his lungs. It says, "I drive to work at 4 a.m. because I thought I was funny in high school," and I was like, "Shit."
Wow.
And you wanna tell that to your kids too, but you don't wanna they
Mhm.
don't wanna listen
No.
because you sure fuck didn't wanna listen to what your parents
Nope.
say. "Act funny now, you little bitch, you're gonna be up at 6 o'clock in the morning every morning slaving."
Yep.
That's kinda what it is too in that blue collar world. You get paid just enough
Make it by.
to make it by,
And
and
nowadays, it's almost not even enough to make it by.
you can't make it by, you gotta gather up in small gang.
Yeah.
A single Now I hate to say it, but a single man, especially one paying child support, which every blue collar person here is either with his old lady or he's going to be paying child support. Let's face it.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to get fucking by.
Yeah. I mean, even being a father in a relationship, like single check family, it's real tough.
Yeah, you can't
Real
fucking make
tough.
it. You support a whole household. I
Yeah.
don't know how the fuck you do it. And through that terrible scare we had last week, I was nervous for you.
Oh boy. Yeah, that one hit hard.
What a terrible joke.
Yeah.
I just want to tell you about this. If you ever think it's a joke to tell your boyfriend that you're pregnant, I'm going to tell you right now it's not funny because he's going to come to work and he's going to tell his friends.
At least clarify that it's a joke.
Yeah, you got to make that clear right off at the beginning.
It was miscommunication for me. That's what happened on my end, which turned into a bad joke.
Good
But
man for taking the hit on the head when it wasn't your fault. It was just a terrible, terrible joke.
well, she thought I understood by what I said that it was a when she had sent me everything that I thought it was a joke, but I didn't quite say it like that. But she kind of thought I had said it like that, and it's just miscommunication. I came home expecting something different, of course, and she felt bad.
Well, that's what you told me while I was at work, and I was like, I walked up to you, I had that face, I was like, "Oh, congratulations!" Because you want to question it. Because of course, congratulations, but at the same time, you're like, fuck, what do I do? At the same time, you're catching that in your head, right? Especially if you already got one.
Yeah,
I know that's what happened to me on the second one. I was like, oh, shit. I mean, it's magical now that we love you dearly, buddy. I promise. It's magical now, but at the beginning, you're like, no.
yeah,
And mine were only 18 months apart, something like that, which is fucking hard because you just went through all of it.
yeah,
At 18 months, you're finally getting to see
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
light at the end of the tunnel. You're like,
Kind,
oh, it's starting to be a little human.
kind of getting there.
You can you put food in your own mouth. I put you in that high chair and I put banana chips in front of you and you eat, and then all of a sudden they're gone. Before you had to take them and you had to banana chip, banana chip. You know what I mean? Or those little puff balls. You ever get those blueberry puffs?
Yep,
The yogurt ones?
yep.
One for you, one for me. The old lady used to get so fucking mad at me because I'd eat just as many as I'd feed the kid. I'd be like, bloop. So we'd have to buy like 6 bags at a time. But yeah, at 18 months, you're just starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, "Oh, yes." I heard a quote one time that said, "Once you can leave your kids in a room alone, your life starts again." And I feel that shit. Because once you can leave them in a room alone and you know they're not going to kill themselves or each other, I can go take a shower now and leave you kids alone for a few minutes. And I know you're not going to stab each other in the face. Although there are those instances where you leave your kids alone. We both know, you leave them in a car seat. You have no fucking idea what they're going to do. One of them grabs a fucking knife, starts cutting up the other one. You know what I mean? And they don't know any better. I think, well, I don't know. That's a good question. When they're that young, I don't think they know any better. I don't know. I can't remember. But they were real young. This instance, hypothetical. I don't know. That's a good question. I think once you hit like 2 or 3, you know right from wrong.
For the most part, not everything, but yeah, kind of.
I think so.
By 3, more or less.
There's probably a psychology. Some psychologist has this answered right,
Yeah.
like to specifics.
If somebody's got the answer, leave it in the comments.
But psychology is also a very generalized science, I think, because
Yeah.
it's about the human mind, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard to categorize everybody.
It is because everybody's different.
I mean, yes, people fall into certain archetypes. I can't remember which one it was.
There's people that are similar, but everybody's gonna be unique in their own way.
I can't remember. There's like 7 broad archetypes of people. I'm fairly positive. I don't fucking know.
Oh,
Don't quote me. What?
I gotta sit up here a little bit.
Oh yeah, you're getting it. I'm a sloucher.
Well, I was talking about I don't want my back to hurt.
Consistent. I got this pillow.
Yeah,
Swipe
you
this
get the
fucker right
pillow.
off
There
the
you go.
biggity.
Yeah. I forgot my pillow out there. I had another one in here, but I took it out there.
Oh, that's okay. We're gonna have to break here anyway.
Oh yeah.
Pretty soon. Actually, let's
Okay.
take a pee break. Wait, no. Before we do that, I want to. So I told you that I sent out a couple sponsorship letters.
Oh yes.
So if any small business wants to sponsor Dad Talks, we're more than willing to talk. Please
Yes.
email us at dad.talks2025@gmail.com. Thank you very
No.
much. We'll put it in the
I thought it
description.
was dadtalks.2025@gmail.com.
That's it.
Yeah.
Dad.talks2025@gmail.com. It's one of those combinations. We'll put it in the description, the
Yes,
real
we
one.
will.
So I sent out a bunch of emails, just like Hail Mary emails. I was like, please, 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 please,
Please respond.
please. We got one response back so far.
Oh, we did?
I'll give you a guess on who it's from. Just saying that they got our letter. Probably an automated response. Oh, fingers are crossed. Oh
Oh.
no,
Oh, I was
no.
hoping so.
Me too.
Ah.
Me too. Blue Yeti, please give us a
Yes.
microphone. We'll take one. We'll split it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Put it right here.
Yep. Right in the middle. It's fine. And we'll say Blue Yeti every time with a big
Oh
smile
yeah.
on our face.
Every episode. Blue Yeti.
Every fucking episode.
But look at that. We've already said it what? 4 times? Blue Yeti.
And we didn't even get paid for it
Nope.
yet. No. But I'll say flashlight 17 times.
Is that the one you get an email back from?
Oh yes, of
Oh,
course
of
it is.
course.
Of course it is, which is
Going Joe
awesome.
Rogan style.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Take it back to his roots, right? We're not out here challenging him.
No.
No. But
Just want to join the family.
hit us. I'll say flashlight 100 times. I'll even show you one.
Yeah.
I've never, as an adult male, bought a sex toy before.
No.
No, I don't. I've never.
No.
Try to think. I think that's a goddamn lie. I was with my first ex for a long time. She was a freak, undercover. Yeah. God bless her. But she was crazy too. So that scale really hit home on that one. The crazy too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking wild crazy.
Yeah.
That seems to be my MO, I think. Crazy. They would all disagree, but I'm pretty sure crazy people don't know they're crazy.
Yeah. I don't think so.
No. Yeah, that's why I think we're all right because I question it quite often.
Well,
I
I
don't
mean,
think
what is normal?
normal would be whatever the mass, right? The
Mhm.
largest amount of people are. So maybe in this reality, normal is not killing chickens, and cutting them up into fucking pieces. Is that guy normal? I don't.
I don't believe
I
so.
don't think so. I haven't met many people that kill chickens and cut them up into pieces. I no. I take that back. I've met a lot of people that kill chickens, but they eat them. They kill them right.
Yeah.
right? I'm all for that. I love chicken. It tastes like chicken.
Yep.
That's why everything tastes like chicken because chicken is amazing. I will fucking fight anybody that says chicken is not the best tasting thing in the world. Why does everything taste like chicken? But they don't kill them and cut them up into fucking pieces.
No.
Did he mail them to people or something?
No.
I love the way we're calling this back here, but it amazes me.
Nope. No. He said they were like in the closet or some shit like that.
People around here are fucking weird, dude.
Yeah.
Do you remember that guy that got arrested for fucking cows?
Yep.
That lives up the road.
There's a lot of
Oh, is there?
people up here.
Shut the fuck up. There
I
is
can
not.
name. I'm not gonna name them because I'm not gonna. No. I'm
Not
not gonna
opening
put that in your
myself up to,
episode.
yeah, until we
But
get the LLC and some fucking general liability insurance.
yeah, I could name like 2 or 3 people.
I named you one that used to buy us beer when we were, of course, this guy used to buy us beer when we were like fucking 16, 17.
Yeah.
You buy him a lottery ticket. I didn't know until later on. Well, I knew he was a Chiwi because he was living in a fucking barn, like literally in a barn. And he used to buy kids fucking alcohol, so you know he's a Chiwi,
Yeah.
obviously. But he used to fuck cows. He got arrested for it. I'm not even kidding. I didn't find that out until way later. I was like, you know, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But why does that make sense?
Nasty.
Exactly. Why does that make sense whatsoever?
Just nasty.
I can't understand it. I think that's not a thing, right? Like it's not a thing in normal society.
No.
But
I
is
hope
there
not.
I bet you there's little towns across America and every little town has got a little story about this guy that lives up the road on the four corners up yonder
Yeah, that fucks a cow.
and a fucking trailer most of the time or a shed or a barn for that matter
It's
that
either it's either a cow or a goat.
chickens. Goat fucker.
Yeah.
Yep. Boy, that's weird, dude.
I've heard pig fucker once before, but I don't know if that one.
Well, I mean, it depends.
I can't say that one's true because I
I
don't know for sure, but it was something around here. I heard it, but
I used to have a friend, God rest his soul. We call him pig fucker too. That's because he used to fuck fat girls on constant,
yeah.
and that was like his thing.
Oh yeah.
And he was a scrawny. God bless him. He's dead now, but that was his thing. Loved him. I mean, I don't hate him for it, but yeah, he's called pig fucker. Then one of the big mouth friends would go every time we come in the bar. And he'd light right up like it was the best thing in the world. Oh yeah, God bless him. He's in a little piece of heaven now, surrounded by fat girls, drinking Miller Lite, shooting darts. Now, oh yeah, that also reminded me. Do you remember when your kid first learned how to ride a bike? We were talking about imparting life skills earlier. Do you remember when your kid first learned how to ride a bike? Has he got on a bike yet?
He's got on this thing right over
What are
here.
you pointing at?
The
Oh, that's
e-bike.
not a bike.
He's got on that. He's got on
He's pointing at a
a
little.
balance bike.
That's the one with no
No
pedals.
pedals.
I saw one of those and I was confused by it. So how does that teach you balance? Because both of your feet are on the ground.
Wow, it's a fucking oh,
Oh, I don't know. I think you just got to put them on a bike.
well, no, it's just because that balance bikes are made for kids that are real small.
Well, that's fair. See, those weren't around when my kid was up. We went to Walmart, bought him one of those $50 Huffies,
Yep.
and turned him loose. I took the training wheels right off for him. I think I still have a video, especially the boy. He loved it. He turned around and he had no teeth in his fucking head. Because the night before he had two loose teeth. He said, Dad, pull them. I said, buddy, are you sure? He said, Dad, yank them. We've got video footage of this one too. Old dad dentist grabbed right a hold of that fucking thing. Right out. He didn't even make a sound either. He just looked at me like this with a lip quivering. It was funny.
I used to have my grandfather do that shit.
Just yanked that fucker.
I'm like, hey, it's ready to come out. I can't get it. You do it. He had them big fucking fingers, dude. He just come over and fucking pull it the fuck out.
Them old man sausage fingers from
Oh
throwing
yeah.
bales of hay for years and years. 'Cause that's all them old men ever did is throw hay and cordwood and fucking. They were just throwing shit, getting their fingers slammed into shit, and they had fucking sausage fingers like
Yep.
that. Every one of them old men around here used to go to Barron's for breakfast time or lunchtime, because we all worked on a farm around here.
Yep.
And then, of course, whatever old man you worked for at the time, I worked for Parrot down the road here.
Yep.
And he used to bring us lunch. You treat your lunch, boys. And if you were real good, he'd bring you into fucking Malone, give you a Chinese food, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, fucking crazy. So That was a real treat to them,
Yeah.
and it kinda it makes me laugh because maybe during our dad's time, it was like that, I think, more so than our time, because we laugh because we had fucking McDonald's nonsense every day, and you go to town and it was crazy, but for them, going to town was a once a month thing, and Chinese food at town was like a once every 6 month thing for them. So it was like a real spectacle, a real treat. Whereas when you're treating your kids out, like you just said, you're going to fucking Texas Roadhouse tonight. How many times a year do you think that old man had Texas Roadhouse? Obviously, they ate it at home every fucking day
Mm,
because they were farmers, but
yeah.
they didn't treat them. And I also think this leads you on another tangent that that's not really a treat to them. They're paying more money for something they can
Yeah.
just cook at home. I remember my grandparents acting like that too.
Yep.
Why you want to get this out when we got it at home and it tastes better? Fucking Eddie Murphy did a whole bit about it. You get them welfare
You just real
burgers. You
yeah.
gotta fucking stop hitting that bong mid break.
Mid-break. We didn't even take a break.
Oh, that's right. We didn't see that's how high.
We're freaking almost all the way through here, though. We're still going.
I know, right? Yeah, that's how high I got. I forgot I had to pee. Now you don't have to fucking do this yet. But what are your thoughts on the co-parenting thing? Because we've seen instances of both where co-parenting is a great thing, right? And it all works out perfect,
Mhm.
but those are few and far between.
Very,
Very.
very. Normally, so I've seen some co-parenting work. I have. I'm not against it. It's great when, I mean, yeah, it sucks if a mother and a father split, 'cause I get. But it's great if the mother and father can still work together. That's awesome. But there's a lot of people that just don't work together
No, no,
at
it
all.
it took me
They'll try.
ugh,
Some of them.
it took me 10 years to be able to talk to my ex. We hated each other.
See, that's the thing. Like, it's it's all based on a matter of when you two split. If it's like all right, this is for the better for both of us, or if it's just we're breaking the fuck up. Like I can't deal with you no fucking more because most of the time that's the fucking case, and then that person doesn't want to talk to the other person no more.
No, you just
They don't
hate the
want
way
nothing to do
you
with them.
hate the way they fucking breathe. You're
Yeah,
like, "Stop breathing. I just fucking irritates me the way you're fucking breathing at me
yeah.
right now." And that gets like that, man. Towards the end of that one, it was fucking
I
right
mean, I grew
across.
up with.
Yeah, but it was much different back in the day, I think. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not. Because divorce was looked upon badly way back when. Not way back when, like my parents' time.
I don't even believe my no. They never got married.
Hit me with a good
They never got married. They just split up before I was born.
I think my parents got married. For sure they did, because they got divorced. But it was
Yeah, I have no idea what. I mean, the only experience of a mother and father being together, the only experience I ever had of that was when I went over to my buddy's house.
yeah, me too. I think so.
I mean, yeah, my dad had a wife for a while. My mom has her husband. I mean, yeah, you could say stepdad, stepmom, but it's not the fucking same.
I know, definitely not.
No,
Especially, yeah, no,
no.
I don't think so. My dad,
I mean, you can create a bond,
uh,
but I feel like those are very few, far and in between.
yeah, 100%. I don't know though. That's another thing too, because you as a well, you don't have to do it. I've dated a lot of single moms, and it's hard to get in with single moms' kids because they got an instant hate because when they go to see daddy on the weekends as well. It's hard looking at it from both sides.
Yeah,
It definitely is because you as a dad know that the mother of your children has definitely put some hate into your kids a little bit, at least. Most of the time, especially in toxic relationships, because toxic people obviously are toxic and they don't curb it in front of the children. So you know that there's some hate put into those kids, whereas there definitely shouldn't be. And that bleeds off into the father. But you, as a man, also dating single moms, are getting a little bit of that bleed off as the suitor from the dad. because of course the dad is gonna fucking right. I never talk shit about any of my ex's new boyfriends because I really didn't give a shit. I was just so happy. I was like, oh my god, perfect. God bless that lucky man. You know, because you obviously lived through it. You don't know though if they've grown or changed as a person like that because you
Yeah.
kind of just break shit off at the end and you don't give a fuck anymore. But at the same time, when you were together, ah, get away.
Yeah.
And you don't really, you're just happy that it's on. But then again, you haven't had the pleasure of that yet. Thank God, knock on wood, never been fucking holy. That,
No.
that and your old lady would skin you alive if you ever fucking talk about it.
Nope.
No, we're not talking about it. Don't worry. It's
He
still
is,
gonna
I'm
be.
not.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not talking about it. I didn't mean it.
No,
I
he's not talking
promise.
about me and her and I, but
Definitely hypothetical.
yes.
Yeah. Don't worry. Boy, you got me scared there for a minute. Not only would she fucking scalp you, but she definitely beat me. I've seen it. Your old lady's crazy.
She is bad, pretty fast.
Fuck, pretty
But
fast.
for her valid reasons, though.
And she's so small, but she screamed the other day. I was like, oh, shut up.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, hey,
I guess when you're that small, you gotta have that.
yeah, I've seen a lot of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you have.
Yeah, but I mean, smaller people. I mean, the smaller ladies. I mean, in general, I feel like most of them are either can have a really snappy back. Kind of that's like their only thing they can really do. Other than, I mean, they're little. What are they supposed to do? They got to be loud and vocal.
Okay, have you ever dated a woman that could fight?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, that makes me I'm like, go get her. Get
Yeah.
her. I love that. And of course they're crazy too. They're starting fights for you and you're like, fucking stupid. Look at him. Look at the size of
Yeah.
this motherfucker. See what you did?
Yeah.
I've definitely gotten that, but I like the other way too. I've dated a lot of crazy girls. I'm pretty sure. There was a bunch of them that would definitely clap a bitch up. Have no fear in it. Start screaming about it at the beginning.
Mhm.
I'm like, God bless you. Go for it.
That's her out there.
Oh yeah, I can tell.
100%.
Oh yeah. She's definitely slapping some bitch up for
Just like I said
nothing.
about that whole thing about the fucking Life 360, saying that me and my buddies were out in the middle of a field one time, but it just wasn't an updated map, and we were at his new apartment building. Just had gotten built recently,
Oh
and
fuck. That is the
they're
devil app.
freaking oh, they're messages. We came back, the three of us, and the three girls all there waiting. They had like knives and different weapons, thinking we had different bitches with us, and
Oh my fucking dramatic bullshit.
kill whoever you're with. But why are you out in the middle of the field? We're like, what the fuck are you talking about? We're at his apartment building.
See now I've seen both ways though. Right? I've been hit by Life 360, right? Where same exact thing. And then I've also been like, what the fuck is going on
Yeah,
here? But
me
I
too.
just I threw it away. Never again.
The
That's the devil.
the app is a curse, but it's a blessing at the same
No, for your kids.
Yes,
I'd put it on your
it's a
kid's phone.
blessing.
That's all I would use it for. And if you don't think I'm tracking them little fuckers' movements, every movement they make.
I mean, she has it mostly for me because of the way I drive.
Okay. But if you're I think this is the new policy. Anytime that you should have to have a 360, just fucking don't date her. If you gotta worry about where the fuck they are, don't date them.
Just not worry about where I am. Just if I get in an accident,
Are you sure?
because I drive like 85 miles an hour for the fire department.
Oh, okay. That's a likely story. It's okay. You don't need to tell us.
Yeah, yeah.
It's okay. Yeah, I think I think definitely though, if you need that app to know where your significant other is, just don't date him because you don't trust him. There's no sense in wasting time because that's pretty much what it is. So the only currency that we have that means anything is time, right? It's the only thing of value that we give away that is the most valuable thing in the world, right? Because you can always make money. I
Well,
mean, it
yeah.
just take what does money take to make? You put time into money. That's why poor people like us, we're poor, are always going to be poor because we equate money to time. So you're only going to be able to make X amount of dollars with your time. Rich people think of money as a thing, right? So you make more money over time. You want to save time because now that's why I think like this blue collar shit that we do for next to nothing, you know what I mean, is pretty close to modern day slavery. I think it was brought about and in similar Lord. But you gotta make $20, right? You know what I mean? That's what you figure. That's what you figure a blue collar hour is worth. $20. You selling your
If you're
life.
lucky.
Selling your life an hour at a time. $20.
If you're lucky.
Now what the fuck would you buy with $20 when you were a kid? You remember being a kid and getting $20? Let's say you're 15 years old.
$20 as a kid.
You're 15 years old. What do you got $20 for? What's the first thing you're buying?
When I was 15,
15, motherfucker.
to be honest,
Yeah, I want you to be
bag
honest.
of weed.
I knew it. I knew it. Mine would have been a can of chew, buddy. First thing. I didn't smoke weed until I was like 20, I think. Which was really, really weird.
Yeah, I was a bit of a trouble child.
Yeah, I mean, I was too, but I didn't smoke. I thought I was an athlete when I was growing up.
Oh, I was too.
I was a wrestler.
Run a mile in 5 minutes.
The fuck I could. I was a fat fuck. But I wasn't going to ruin my win with weed and cigarettes. So I chewed skull. Fine cut skull. Blech. Now I look at it. It makes me want
Yeah.
to puke. But that was the first thing you'd spend $20 on. Now what are kids spending $20 on? Vape.
Fortnite.
Fortnite. I want to. Oh, every time you bring up the name Fortnite, I see how my hands went right like
Come
Homer
on,
Simpson.
like it's not even just kids though.
I understand, but my story, the boy and that card. So did you guys know? I haven't played a lot of Fortnite and or PlayStation games in a long time. I played Xbox. I didn't think of it. I gave the boy my card one time to buy $10 worth of something, right? This is when he was like 12. And I went back to check that card after not using it for probably 2 months to find out that he spent $1,000 on Fortnite. $1,000 Fortnite. Luckily, after spending 9.5 hours on the phone with PlayStation, I got 500 of that back. So he spent $500 on Fortnite shit. And you know what Fortnite shit does for the game? Nothing. It doesn't make you better at the game.
Doesn't give you any
It doesn't give
extra games to play. It
for a
just
$1,000 you should get
changes the
infinite.
character,
You should get God mode for a thousand
changes the
dollars.
color of your weapon.
You should get first place every time for the first 30 rounds.
See, I was talking about this the other day with somebody, and video games. I used to spend money on video games back when I was younger, but when I spent money on video games, it was like Call of Duty and me buying like
I agree. I have never
oh,
played
let's make my
Fortnite.
character dance. That's another one.
That's what I'm saying. What the fuck is it? He does a different dance, and you're gonna get shot every time you do the dance, right? I have no idea. I don't play that fucking game. I think it's dumb. Millions of kids across America are screaming right now because they love it. It's the best fucking thing
We just
ever.
pissed off a lot of kids.
Fortnite, you're amazing. If you want to sponsor us, we love you too. We'll say you
Yeah,
love it.
it's like
No, I won't. I won't say I love Fortnite
yeah,
for
it's
$1,000
awesome.
fucking dollars. Eat shit. Fortnite sucks.
You could go one bigger. They're the people that own them.
I have no idea who they are because I've never looked into it. Actually, it's probably
Epic
Blizzard.
Games.
Epic. I was way off.
They own a few.
Epic, you fucked up with Fortnite. I'm here to tell you.
They made a lot of money on that motherfucker though.
Oh, of course they did, because there's millions of kids across America wanting to buy
I wish I came
fucking.
up with that shit.
Oh, Lord. Should have been a computer programmer. You'd have fucking made it.
Yep.
You'd have made it, bro. Now here we are. Two guys working same shit job, doing a dumb podcast, praying Alex Jones will come and talk to us someday. That's all.
Every time. Alex Jones.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like that's if Alex Jones comes and does our podcast, that's my make a wish. You know what I mean? There you go. If we hit that, then you know we made it. What were we talking about the other day with Eric? That reminds me. So we're doing a collaboration this week, right? On Sunday with Eric and Anthony from Raw Mind. They're going to do our podcast. We're going to do their podcast. Their podcast is about men's mental health issues. I listened to a bunch of them. I don't know if you've I listened to like 6 of them the other day while I was remodeling the apartment. That's what I fucking get into, right? I
Mhm.
move into an apartment, I wanna remodel that shit, make it look good,
Yep.
especially that one. This big. But boy, I did that whole bathroom. Oh, yeah. Put a new toilet in. Anyway, I went off on a tangent there because 'cause I'm high again. What were we talking about? That
Uh.
that thing is the devil too. A little pet, it got me. Let me tell you what. Oh, Anthony and Eric. So their podcast is on men's mental health. Oh, that's what I was talking about, how I was listening to him while I was remodeling. Jesus. So they had a guy that got stabbed in the fucking head. That dude that got shot 26 times and what he's doing for the community nowadays. I can't remember his name. I think it's Pete.
Yeah.
Is his name Pete?
Yeah, he's got his own podcast called
He d
The Heat Podcast.
Yeah, let's plug him. He's fucking awesome. This dude got shot 26 times, now he's doing a bunch of shit for his community. Of course, they're all Canadian. Come on, boys. That fucking makes me laugh. Let's go, boys. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And we live this close to Canada, and we don't get to hear them like that. You remember going to Canada when you were younger.
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
a thing when you were younger too?
Yeah.
We would all go to
All
Canada
the time, dude.
and get trashed at the Rocket at like, what, 16, 17, something like that? Oh, yeah. No, definitely not. Just for legal. Nah, the statute of limitations is broke on that. We're fine.
Yeah.
It's been 20 years. I don't give a fuck. I was going there when I was. They're closed down now anyway. Super close. We were going there 17, 18, something like that. 18, definitely 18, guys. Definitely 18, because I think that's the legal drinking age in Canada. And we were getting hammer slammed and then coming back and doing chores in the morning. I remember doing that a bunch of times. I remember going and falling asleep in Josh Trombley's barn.
Oh, I've done that a few not Josh, but I've done that a few times.
We went and fell asleep in the barn on the fucking grain bag pile
Yep.
just because I knew his dad would wake me up. That'd be the first. He wouldn't wake you up in the house, and you get yelled at if you didn't make chores, right? So you'd go fall asleep on a fucking grain bag, and he'd come kick you up. I remember. Oh Lord, good old days. Oh, anyway, another
Back
tangent. Look out for
raw
fucking
minds.
Raw Minds. Pete's podcast, great. I've only listened to half one, and I've listened to the episode that Pete was on, Raw Minds. I haven't really got into his podcast, so I can't tell you
I
what
haven't
I
get
how
to
I feel
watch any
about
of
it, but I'm
Pete's stuff,
sure
but
it's fucking great because the dude is interesting as fuck.
yeah.
Check their podcast out. They've got a lot of great stories, a lot of great people, and they're supporting a great cause, men's mental health, right? And I think that all of us should. That's kind of what we started to touch at right here, is how fatherhood affects men's mental health, and how we are all about fatherhood, dad talks. Even if
Yeah.
you're not giving them to your own kid. I mean, I've heard Anthony call them TED Talks before, right? You just give somebody a fucking TED Talk. We
Oh,
just
yeah.
call them dad talks because we're not cool enough to have a dad talk yet. And I don't think my linguistic profile is quite there enough to give a TED Talk. Give me about 6 more months of this and
Yeah.
we'll be fine,
We'd be able to do a TED Talk then.
right?
I think we'd sound more professional then.
Absolutely. I think so.
Yeah.
We're trying, folks. I gotta lose the
Oh, yeah.
I'm fucking terrible at that one. Anyway, so I think we're gonna end this shit because we've been babbling for an hour. We'll try again this week. Hopefully, we'll have it out earlier because, like I said, we had a terrible week this week
Oh, yeah.
between Zachary's space trip and my fucking fog brain the next day.
We got some bloopers though for y'all.
Yeah, we definitely do. Fuck.
We're
We're
gonna
gonna
have some more.
so Sunday. Look out for another episode and look out for our episode on Raw Minds podcast.
Yes.
Found anywhere you can find our podcast.
Now we're doing a double feature Sunday.
I think so. So that means 2 hours in a row. My fucking head is gonna be cooked.
Yeah. All right.
Terrible. No more space missions before podcast.
No.
No space cadet. All right, boys. You have a great day, and we'll catch you later.
Have a good one, guys.